Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. So welcome to session 11 of the Quranic Arabic study group. And inshallah, we will quickly revise last Surah, chapter 106, Surah Quraysh, and then go on to Surah Al-Fil, chapter 105 today, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, Mushtaq Saab. We were just getting started. I'm glad you could join in. So we're revising the previous surah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. For the familiarity of the Quraysh, their familiarity with the journey of winter and summer. So let them worship their Lord, Lord of this house, the one who feeds them from hunger and gives them security from fear. And so some of the words that we covered last time were Hamza, Lam, Fa, Alif, and this was used in the Ilaf preparation, Ilaf, and that basically meant familiarity. And then Ra, Ha, Lam for Rihla, journey. And then winter and summer, Shita and Saif. And Abd, of course, has been used many times. Bait was house, and At'ama, Allazi at'amahum min ju'in wa amanahum min khawf. That was used as to feed. Jo was hunger, and Aman was security, wa amanahum min khawf. Khawf was, of course, fear. So let us start today's surah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil. Alam yaj'al kaydahum fi tazlil. Wa arsala alayhim tayran ababil. Tarmihim bi hijaratin min sijil. Faj'alahum ka'asfin ma'kul. And now word by word translation. Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil. Have you not seen how your Lord dealt with the companions of the elephant? Alam yaj'al kaydahum fi tazlil. Did he not make their plans go astray? Wa arsala alayhim tayran ababil. And he sent against them birds and flocks. Tarmihim bihijaratin min sijil. Striking them with stones of baked clay. Faj'alahum ka'asfin ma'kul. Then he made them like straw eaten up. Sadaqallahul Azim. So if you look at the individual words, Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil. Alam, of course, is simply have not. And tara is, if you look at this is from the root letters Ra, Hamza, and Ya. And it's been used quite a lot of times in the Quran, over 300 times. And is basically from the word, if you see over here, it's been used from form 1 of the verb, which is ra'a. And I was looking this up in the dictionary, so I can just show you how it appears in the dictionary. So you can see that the Mazi form is Ra, and Ra'aita would be second person, and Ra'aitu would be first person. So I have seen, and you have seen would be Ra'aita, and Ra'a would be he has seen. And the Mudari is Yara, Tara, and Ara. So Tara is being used, let's see over here. It's Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil. So Alam tara is basically the Mudari form, the second person. Alam tara. And this is also used, as you can see, we've also come across this earlier as well in Surah 110, where Aita an-nasa yadkhuluna fi dinillahi afwaja. This was Ra'aita. And also in Surah 107, Ara'aita allazi yukazibu bid-din. So, and we will see this also in Surah 102, ثُمَّ لَتَرَوُنَّهَا عَيْنَ الْيَقِينِ. So this is also the same form, لَتَرَوُنَّهَا. So you can see there are two forms which are the second person mudare, and Ra'aita, which is the Mazi form, or second person Mazi forms over here. Ra'a, Yara'a. And if we go back, Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashab al-fil. Kayfa is simply, it unusually appears in the Quranic corpus. Normally the such words don't appear. Normally it's mostly the nouns that I've seen, but here it's also appearing as one of these question marks. So this is simply a particle. And kaifa, of course, it's commonly used in Arabic as well as how kaifa haluka, as we say. So alam tara kaifa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashab al-fil. Have you not seen how the Lord dealt with the ashab al-fil? Alam tara kaifa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashab al-fil. Fa'ala. Let's take a look at the word fa'ala. And this is from the root letters fa, ain, lam. It's occurring about 110 times in the Quran, and mostly used as the form one verb, fa'ala. And if we construct the Mazi form, fa'ala would be the Mazi form, and yaf'alu would be the Mudari form. Fa'ala yaf'alu, and it simply means to do normally. And here we can see it means how Allah Ta'ala dealt with Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashab al-fil, how Allah Ta'ala dealt with the ashab al-fil. And it also appears in other surahs. For example, here in Surah 89, Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi'ad, with and in Surah 85, وَهُمْ عَلَى مَا يَفْعَلُونَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ شُهُودٌ. What they were doing. And there are other forms which are used as well, but not as frequently, mostly in form one form. Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashab al-fil. Ashab is the plural version of sahab, and the root letters are swad, ha, and ba, used about 100 times in the Quran. And this is simply the noun form, which simply means the companions. Bi ashab al-fil, the companions of the elephants, or of the elephant. And this is here being used as a noun, which is occurring about 80 times in the Quran, ashab. There are other forms which we're familiar with as well. For example, sahib is also occurring in the Quran, and some verbal forms as well, which are not that common. So, Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashab al-fil, and fil is, I think, only used once in the Quran, and it simply means elephant. Al-fil, because of the al, it's clearly a noun. And going on to the second ayah, Alam yaj'al kaydahum fi tazlil. Alam is simply a question. Did he not Yaj'al. Now let's take a look at the word Yaj'al, and the root letters are Jeen, Jim, Ain, and Lam. Ja'ala, and this is the basic verbal form is form 1, which is Ja'ala, Ja'ala, and Mudari is Yaj'alu, Yaj'alu, and it means to make. So here it's been used as Alam Yaj'al Kaidam fi Tazdeel. Did he not make them into, eaten straw? And it's also used as an active participle, Jail. وَإِذْ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. So here you can see it's been used as an active going to place. And if you can see earlier, we've already come across, well, we haven't yet, but later on in this same surah, we see فَجَعَلَهُمْ كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ. So it's going to be used again. And here in Surah number 90, it's been used as Alam taj'al Alam naj'alu Alam naj'al lahu aynayn. Did he not create for them eyes? Okay, that's out of the way. Okay. So, Alam yaj'al kaydahum fi tazlil. If you look at the word kaida, this is from the root letters kaf, ya, and dal. And it's occurring about 35 times in the Quran. And here it's been used as a noun 26 times as a noun, kaid. And there's also a verbal version of it, which is kaidu or kidu, which is form 1. So here it's been used as a noun, alam yaj'al kaidahum fi tazlil, which is basically their plan. Akidu kaida, but you can see that in other places it's been used as a verb as well as a noun. So akidu kaida. So here akidu is being used as a verb as well. I am planning. Innahum yakiduna kaida. Alam yaj'al kaidahum fi tazlil. And the word tazlil is from the root letters Dod, Lam, Lam, Dalla. And this is also quite frequently used in the Quran. Let me just put Mushtaq Saab into mute.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, Mushtaq Saab, I had to put you on mute. You can unmute yourself as well if you want. Okay. So going back over here. Dod, Lam, Lam, Dalla, which is occurring quite frequently in the Quran, almost 200 times, and mostly as form 1 verb, Dalla, 53 times. And here it's been used in form version 2, which is shown over here as Tazlil. Okay, so Alam Yaj'al Kaidahum fi Tazlil, so that means to go astray or stray. And it's also used as form 1 verb, which means has strayed. So as we can see in Surah 68, it occurs as Inna rabbaka huwa a'lamu biman dalla an sabilihi wa huwa a'lamu bil muhtadin biman dalla. So has strayed. going on to the next ayah, Arsala alayhim tayran ababil. And if you look at the root letters of Arsala, it is quite a common word, Ra, Sin, and Lam, occurring 513 times, and mostly used as form 4. You don't see form 1 or any of the other forms as frequently as you see in form 4. Okay, let me, yeah, go ahead, Farooq. Can you unmute yourself? Yeah. Did you have a question, Farooq? Okay, I hope you can hear me.
I can hear you. Yeah. Form 4 meaning that.
Yes, so form 4, if you remember, it is of the form af'ala. So
Yes.
if you, yeah. So fa'ala would be the basic form 1. Fa'ala would be form 2. And fa'ala is, I think, form 3. And then form 4 is af'ala. So you can see rasala. And if you convert into form 4, it would become arsala. Arsala. And I believe the mudari would be yursilu, if I'm not mistaken. Yursilu. Yeah, so you can see that here it's being used as a mudari form. Just a second, I think there's a question here. Okay, so there's a problem with Farooq's mic. Yeah, go ahead and join again. Okay, so this is Arsala alayhim tayran ababil. Arsala being form 4 over here. Okay, is that better, Farooq? Can we now hear you? I hope. Not sure if Farooq can hear us and if we can hear him.
Nini, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think there was some problem with Farooq's mic.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
The problem was on the mic itself. There was a mute button I pressed by accident.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, actually, I was going to ask the similar question to Mushtaq Sahib. Okay, you use form 1, form 2, form 4, etc. often, and I forgot what these meant. So revise that.
Yeah, it's a good idea to revise it actually. If I just take a minute and go on to the Quranic corpus, which has these words, all the grammar quite accurately and quite well described. So if you go on to Quranic grammar, and if you go on to the verb forms, and you'll see here, this form 1 is fa'ala, and form 2 is fa'ala with the tajdeed on the ayn kalma, and then form 3 is fa'ala, and form 4 is af'ala. Okay, and these are the standard forms, slightly different from what Arif Saab did in his course, which I think he slightly had different numbering system, but these are the standard forms. Okay, so I hope that is a.
Arif Saab also had 4 forms?
No, there are actually 10 forms. So this is just first 4, and then form 5 is tafa'ala, form 6 is tafa'ala, form 7 is infa'ala, 8 is ifta'ala, 9 is if'ala, and 10 is istaf'ala.
Which are the forms which are used very rarely?
I think it's the form 9 which is used very rarely, if'ala. And that's why he used a slightly different numbering scheme. But the other forms, I think, are quite commonly used. Almost all of them are used quite commonly. And there is a relationship among them as well. So, for example, if you see ilm, if you look at ilm, alima and allama, that means he taught. So generally form 2 has a meaning of, a relationship between the two people. So um, I can't think of other examples, but alima and allama are good example. And
For example.
yeah.
But form 3?
Form 3 has similar meanings to, I think, Form 4. I'm not exactly sure, but
We
Form
have to
4.
fight, is it?
Yeah, so if you think of qatala, this would be a qatala for the root letters qaf, ta, and lam. And you can see example over here is shahid, shahidun. But af'ala often also means, for example, if you're looking at rasala, arsala means he was sent. And if you look at, so there are relationships between these forms as well. And if you look at, for example, form 10, it generally has the connotation of asking. So, for example, ghafara and istaghfara, and other words. So it has the connotation of asking. So you can think of other examples as well. Okay, so I hope that's a quick review of the different forms, right? So going back over here, arsala would mean he was sent. Arsala is he was sent, and yursilu would be he will be sent. Arsala, yeah. So ma ursilu alayhim hafizin, they had been sent. So this is the majhul form, ursilu. Okay, so going back over here, arsala alayhim tayran ababil, alayhim tayran, and tayran, of course, is also, I think, quite common with him. The root letters are ta, ya, and ra, and it simply means birds. I think it's been mostly used in that meaning. But once in a while, there are also the different forms have been used. For example, form 1, form 5. But here it's been used as a simple noun form, which is Tair. And ababil is specific word. It's only been used 3 times in the Quran. And here it's been used once as ababil, and actually twice it has very different meanings. So ibili means camels. So you can see in Surah 88 and 6, it's been used as afla yanzuruna ila al-ibili kayfa khuliqat. So ibili is camels, and that's a noun. And here it is being used as an adjective, also essentially as a noun in the Quran. وَأَرْسَلَ عَلَيْهِمْ طَيْرًا أَبَابِيلَ.
So it means in flocks.
Yeah, in flocks, طَيْرًا أَبَابِيلَ. Yeah.
Well, I used to think that ababil was the name of the kind of bird.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I had a common assumption, but I'm not sure. Here it's been translated as in flocks. So we'd have to check this out a little bit further to see if it has, 2 possible different, slightly related meanings. but I'm not sure about this right now. I have to look that up. But you're right. That was my initial feeling as well.
Okay.
But
in flocks seems to make sense grammatically also, right?
Yeah, birds and flocks. Yeah. Tarmihim bihijaratin min sijil. Tarmihim is from the root letters Ra, Mim, and Ya. And I think we're familiar with this because in Hajj, when we go and we do Rami, we are hitting stones at the shaitan. So here it's been used as Tarmihim bihijaratin min sijil. Tarmihim means striking them. And also in Surah 77, used as Innaha Tarmibi Bisharil Qasr. Innaha Tarmi Bisharil Qasr. So that's translated as throws up. So used only 9 times in the Quran. And the basic root letters, the basic form 1 is Rama. Tarmihim bihijaratin. Hijar is a common word in the Quran and occurs 21 times. The root letters are Ha, Jim, and Ra. And here it's been used 10 times as a noun, hijara, which simply means stones. Tarmihim bihijaratin min sajil. And you can see also in Surah Baqarah, it's used as فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ. This is stones. And there are other meanings as well, we can see, but mostly used in the meaning of stones. تَرْمِيهِمْ بِحِجَارَةٍ مِّن سِجِّيلٍ. And Sijil is from the root letters Sin, Jim, and Lam, occurring 4 times in the Quran, and used 3 times as a noun Sijil, which means baked clay. Okay. It's also used in other surahs as well in the Quran. In Sijil, فَجَعَلَهُمْ كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ. And Ja'ala, we've already seen this a little earlier in the surah, where it was used as Alam Yaj'al Kaydahum fi Tazlil. Now it's being used as Faj'alahum Ka'asfin Ma'kul, then he made them. So again, this is the Mazi is Ja'ala, Yaj'alu is a Madari, and Faj'alahum, and hence Ja'alahum, made them. Ka'asfin Ma'kul. And it's also, فَجَعَلَهُمْ كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ. Ka'asfim. So the word asaf, the root letters are Ain, Swad, and Fa, occurring 7 times in the Quran. And here it's been used as the noun form, which means straw or husk. So in Surah 55, it's used as وَالْحَبُّ ذُو الْعَصْفِ وَرَيْحَانٍ. And here it's being used as فَجَعَلَهُمْ كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ, like straw. Ka means like. So كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ. But if you look at the other versions of this word, so asif is also a word which is used, which means forcefully. And you can see it's also being used in Surah 77 as violently. Sorry. Yeah, so there is Surah Al-Asifati Asfan. So Asfan and Asifat generally has a connotation of force. So, well, Sulman Rihan Asifan. Okay. So two different meanings. The noun is, of course, has no relationship with the other verbal meanings. Kasfim ma'kul, and the last word in the surah is from the root letters akala, or hamza, kaf, and lam. And this is also something that you might have come across as akala, meaning he ate. Akala. And the mudari is yakulu. Yakulu. So فَجَعَلَهُمْ كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ, and this is being used, ma'kul is as a passive participle. So the one that was eaten, ma'kul. But we should be familiar with the akala form, the basic verb one form as well, which is akala, and we can see that it's being used in different parts. For example, in Surah 89, Surah 77, وَتَأْكُلُونَ التُّرَاثَ أَكْلًا لَمًّا, and كُلُوا وَتَمَتَّعُوا قَلِيلًا إِنَّكُمْ مُجْرِمُونَ. So here it's being used as an imperative, as a command, كُلُوا وَتَمَتَّعُوا, eat, and وَتَأْكُلُونَ, and you consume.
Nice, no, nice.
And لَآكِلُوا مِنْ شَجَرٍ مِنْ زَقُومٍ, will surely eat. So that brings us to the end of the surah. Let me just revise it one more time. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil, alam yaj'al kaydahum fi tazlil, wa arsala alayhim tayran ababil, tarmihim bi hijaratin min sijil, faj'alahum ka'asfin ma'kul. Have you not seen how your Lord dealt with the companions of the elephant? Did he not make their plans go astray? And he sent against them birds in flocks, striking them with stones made of baked clay. Then he made them eaten up like straw. فَجَعَلَهُمْ كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ. Sadaqallahu al-Azim.